Hi everyone, so I'm back with another video. I've got a rather large book haul to do. Most of these are actually for my birthday, so yeah. So I'm going to class this as my birthday book haul. So there'll be a Doctor Who version of this as well coming up, so yeah. I hope you enjoy. So we've got a lot to get through. We've got 2 stacks of books, but I want to show you these first. So, to start off with, these are 2 magazines I've got. There's more reading in these than there actually are pictures, so I'm classing them as like almost book-ish kind of things. So this is the SFX Unofficial Guide to Stranger Things. So this tells you everything about like behind the scenes on Stranger Things. About the play, a preview of the next season coming out, Creatures of the Upside Down, just kind of how like things were created, and like about each individual character. So yeah, this is very interesting. And then I also got this one, which is the history of My Chemical Romance. So My Chemical Romance, if you don't know, are a band. Emo band, that's how they kind of started out. Metal Legends, as that says. Comic movies Metal Legends, the first full Metal Hammer feature in the early 2004, My Chemical Romance laid the foundations here. I have tickets to the tour, so I'm looking forward to that. I got VIP tickets, so I can't wait to go and watch them. I have never seen them live. I wanted to see them when I was in high school, but I was doing my exams at the time they were touring. So there we go. So, now we're into the actual book. So I'm going to start with the stack here, then move on to the back stack. So, you've probably all seen this across BookTube and BookTok, but this is Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. So this is about a coffee shop that you can travel in time. So, in a small back alley in Tokyo, there is a cafe which has been serving carefully brewed coffee for more than 100 years. But this coffee shop offers its customers a unique experience, the chance to travel back in time. In Before the Coffee Gets Cold, we meet 4 visitors, each of whom are hoping to make use of the cafe's time-travelling offer, in order to confront the man who left them, receive a letter from their husband, whose memory has begun to fade, see their sister one last time, and meet the daughter they never got the chance to know. So basically they all have to get back before the coffee gets cold. This sounds amazing. So then I got Immortal Pleasures by V. Castro. You've probably seen Becca from Becca and the Books read this. This is actually her copy. She was selling this on Vinted, so I took up the offer. So, some artwork and then a bookmark. I am looking forward to it, and a sticker as well. So I'm looking forward to this. So this is about an ancient Aztec vampire roams the modern world in search of vengeance and love in a seductive dark fantasy. Hundreds of years ago, she was known as La Malinche. La Malinche? La Malinche? I've probably butchered that. A Nahu, a woman who translated for the conquistador Hernan Cortes. In the centuries since, her name has gone down in the infamy as a traitor, but no one ever found out what happened to La Malinche after Cortes destroyed her people. In the ashes of an empire, she was reborn as Melina, an immortal vampire. She has become an avenger of conquered peoples, travelling the world to reclaim their stolen artefacts and return them to their homelands. But she's also been in search of something more, for this ancient vampire still has deeply human longings for pleasure and love. This sounds very much right up my alley. It sounds like The Sin of You, which I read, God, year, not last year. It might have been last year. It could have been the year before. That's what it sounds like. Then I got my copy of You Found Oliver by Dustin Thal. This is the sequel to You've Reached Sam. So Oliver has been texting his best friend Sam's number ever since he passed away a year ago, even though he knows he won't get a response. Then one day Oliver accidentally hits the call button and someone picks up. Ben, an astronomy student, has been reassigned Sam's number, and before long he and Oliver are developing an undeniable connection. But then Oliver discovers something that should be impossible, and it could keep them apart forever. Like how Kathleen Glasgow has blurbed it as well. I'm excited to read this because the other one is apparently earth-shattering as well. And there's a lot of these. An Hour of the Pumpkin Queen. This is the sequel to... I can't think of it as. Oh my god, what is it called? It's literally on the shelf, but I can't see it because my eyesight is so terrible without my glasses on. It's a sequel to... There's another Sally one by Megan Shepherd. I can't think of it. Is Sally's time as the Pumpkin Queen running out? It has been a year since Sally was crowned the Queen of Halloween. Is there something to do with her being the Queen of Halloween Town? Is that like in the title? I can't think. Anyway. And royalty is taking its toll, torn between her noble duties and wishing of uniting the citizens across hinterlands. She is stretched at the seams. Sorry, that's funny. Because she's a ragdoll. Slash, like, stitched. That's quite funny, that. Sorry. I'm feeling unsure about her future. Oh my god. That was not what I thought was going on there. That's all I'm going to read you. So these are part of like the Twisted Tales almost. I am quite excited for this. Hang on. Let's tell you the other one. Watch me have... I don't think it does. Shouldn't books tell you like the... I wonder if I'll say... Long live the Pumpkin Queen. There we go. Because she wrote the retelling of Nightmare Before Christmas, which I read last year. Anyway, moving on. So I've got We Were Dreamers, an immigrant superhero origin story by Simu Lee. Simu Lee plays Shang-Chi in Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. In the Marvel Universe. So this is basically his story. So he was born in 1989 in Harbin, China. And he was placed in the loving care of his grandparents. And then so his parents went abroad to seek a better life. And then 4 years later, a stranger appeared at his door saying, "I am your father." Sounds a bit Star Warsy. And then he was whisked away to join his family in Canada. And he left everything behind. And he soon discovers that although his parents are bound by blood, they are separated by culture, language and values and years spent apart. He tries to play the part of the pious child. It becomes harder to live up to their expectations as he grows older. And things come to head after college when he's laid off from his misery-inducing job as an accountant. He was also in a lot of them, like, pictures. With nothing left to lose, he embarks on a journey of self-discovery, perseverance, that will lead him down the most likely path, becoming the first Asian actor to lead a blockbuster superhero movie. It was a great movie. If you like movies that have like a lot of culture in them, you'll like Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. We are going on a lot of tangents today. The Full Moon Coffee Shop by Mayo Mochizuki. We are really butchering that one, I think, today. So this, it says, under the glittering moon, Under a glittering full moon, even at Kyoto coffee shop, a Kyoto coffee shop appears only where and when it's needed. It is run by talking cats, serving delicious desserts and age-old astrological wisdom. There we go. This coffee shop attracts customers who have lost their way in life, from a failed video game developer to a more romantically challenged TV director. Don't we know how that feels? In the middle of the night, the feline guys will set everyone on their destined paths. I seem to be collecting these translated fictions now. If anyone has any recommendations for translated fictions, I have The Cat Who Saved the Books and The Cat Who Saved the Library, that one. I already know about Haruki Murakami and I like his stuff. Do I have any more? Don't think so. So if anyone else has got any translated fiction recommendations, let me know. Like healing fiction, translated fiction, that kind of stuff. Please tell me. Alright, this one. Again, another one you've probably all fed up of hearing about, looking at and everything. Alchemized by Sen Lin Yu. This is over 1,000 pages long. Not as long as It by Stephen King, so I should be okay with this. I measure everything off that now. If I can read that, I can read just about anything. Where do I even begin about this? I don't even know. I don't even know where to start. It's so heavy. I'm holding it with one hand. This is impeccably heavy. So it says, what is it that you're Jesus Christ. What is it you think you're protecting in that brain of yours? The war is over. Holdfast is dead. The eternal flame extinguished. There's no one left for you to save. Is what it says on the back. Now, it's just a regular Waterstones edition. Nothing special. Not a special edition any kind of way. The once promising alchemist, Helena Mariano, is now a prisoner of war and of her own mind. Her resistance friends and allies have been brutally murdered, her abilities suppressed, and the will she knows destroyed. In the aftermath of a long war, Palladia's new ruling class of corrupt guild families and deprived necromancers whose vile undead creatures help bring about their victory, hold Helena captive. A lot of people have been saying, oh, this is just Draco and Hermione fanfiction. Yes, Alchemized started as Draco and Hermione fanfiction called Manacled. However, the author has edited this completely differently. There is no remnants of that left, really, by the basis of the actual original storyline. According to Resistance records, she was a healer of little importance within their ranks. But Helena has an inexplicable memory loss of the months leading up to her capture, making her enemies wonder, is she truly as insignificant as she appears? Or are her lost memories hiding some vital piece of Resistance final gambit? To uncover her memories buried deep within her mind, Helena is sent to the High Reeve, one of the most powerful and ruthless necromancers in the New World. Trapped on his crumbling estate, Helena fights to protect her lost history and to preserve the last remaining shreds of her former self. It is just the beginning, for her own prisoner and captor have secrets of their own. Secrets Helena must unearth, whatever the cost. It does have a pretty under the dust jacket though, and a pretty thing like that. It is nice. Don't get me wrong. I have never read Manacled. Never will, never want to. I just like the actual premise of this being more war-torn based than romance based. It does have trigger warnings, I believe. Oh no, it does not. Oh, they're at the back. They're at the back. I'm not venturing at the back for them. Wait, wasn't there a weird one? I remember looking at these before. Hang on. Wartime violence, religious abuse, depiction of complex trauma, suicidal ideation, self-harm, human experimentation, medical torture, eugenics, cannibalism, sexual assault, rape, allusions to necrophilia. Yeah, it was allusions to necrophilia, which sounded weird. But, yeah, it does have a lot in. I think this is going to be interesting. Started writing in the notes app of the phone during baby's nap time. Great way to write. Genuinely. I write on my phone a lot, like between the hours of 12 and 1 a.m. Great. I spent a lot of time talking about that, but I did just want to let people know that they have changed a lot of that story. Either way. Then I have, yes, the final book in the War Art Saga, The Art of Legend by Wesley Chu. Also, this is a sprayed edge edition. I will not tell you what this is about, because I will spoil everything. But this is the final one. And then I have the 5th book in the Thursday Murder Club series called The Impossible Fortune. Can't read today. The Impossible Fortune by Richard Osman. Also the Waterstones special edition. I loved the movie. I haven't read any of the books. It also has a fox on the front. But these are for a celebrity reading thing, so. God, the writing is massive. Does Richard Osman think we are all this blind? Well, these are going to be quick reads, clearly, because Richard Osman thinks we're blind. Okay. Right, anyway. The next stack, -1. Let's do this one, and then I'll explain the next stack. Then I have the Penguin Clothbound edition of Kiki's Delivery Service by Ikyo Kodono. I couldn't get the Fairy Loot edition. This was the next best thing. Because Fairy Loot edition is very expensive now, secondhand. And I have my Fairy Loots of Howl's Moving Castle, which you have seen in a previous video. But this is my clothbound edition for Kiki's Delivery Service. Which is lovely. It says, I'm going to be whatever I want. I'm currently reading my clothbound edition of Dracula. Anyway, this next stack of books are all Cassandra Clare related. So, as you may well know, I have a Cassandra Clare shelf. And it's full of all of her books. And these were basically the ones I was missing. So, I wanted them for my birthday, and I got them for my birthday. I'm so pleased with these. So, I have The Midnight Heir, which is part of the Magnus Bane Chronicles. My father was cursed, James said, from the darkness. Whereas I'm damned. That's what it says on the back. This is literally just that one. But I thought this really cute mini edition was adorable. So, thought I will add this to my collection. This is already in the Bane Chronicles. Doesn't technically need this, but I wanted this. I have 2 copies of Volume 8 of the graphic novel because one went missing in the post and then randomly arrived, and one obviously arrived. So, these are the graphic novels. Then we have Volume 7. These are so pretty. There should be Volume 9 at some point, or should have been. Volume 6, which is quite a lot bigger. Volume 4 with a slight dent in it, but still Volume 4. I think we all know what the Mortal Instruments is about, and I've told you multiple times. Volume 3. Oh my god. I actually forgot about this. That's funny, we put this in there to keep safe and I actually forgot about him. My Godfrey Gale autograph card. I need to put him away. Yes. Because obviously he passed away. Genuinely forgot that he was in there. That's quite hilarious. He was just stuck in my volume 3. That's quite proper because Magnus is on the front of this. I thought he was wrapped separately or he'd gone missing. That's strange. Volume 5. Volume 2. And then number 1. So these just follow the original, I want to say original 6 books, but I honestly don't know how far this goes. I'd have to actually read them, so we'll find out. And then the last one is all 3 of the Infernal Devices all in one hardback. So, because trying to get these separate is a bugger. It's one of them nice hardbacks. I actually sneak peeked this before I actually started reading the Infernal Devices, which was really funny. Because I found like a bit of it where I went, oh, what's happened to Will? Oh, what happened to Jem? Because I saw it in picture form, and then I finally read them and like, that's what happened to them. And it says, your place is with me, it will always be. This is so big. It's like as big as Alchemized. Actually, it is as big as Alchemized. But yeah, these are done in like a very much manga style. They look great. So I will read these essentially as well. So that is my birthday book haul and a sneak peek of my autograph that somehow got stuck. And we did kind of wonder where he went. He was stuck. Poor Godfrey. So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this and I will see you next time. Bye.